sound from Bill Belichick about the Daryl Morey, about the 76ers, but where the Giants came down to the last second. Do you think this is more of a concerning event? And they're headed to play the Saints.
The Giants, the first thing that popped in my mind was the album and being on your give them a moral victory. We're not going to Buccaneers. Don't they have Tom Brady? Didn't he throw a touchdown to Evans? They have Fournette in the backfield. Like, they're around to go with their offense as well. Byron Leftwich is, and we know what they're doing defensively with our team, the best one that we have going in the NFC.
Football team that needed end of a game. The Giants scored, and they were looking. It was this play that led to a little and then there's a flag. Referees convene, and Bucks the win. What do you think of
that Jones to lose? And when you're a bad team, you always lose. And even though you got to get that ball out and complete that pass, dog. Get that ball out, complete that pass, dog. And then 5 more points. I wanted this game to vote me. I lost my fantasy because of this play.
Jalen, about the events that ended this game. They've got convened. They're here. And I think during the time while they're home, that someone's telling them, and then they're like, all of a sudden, oh, we did call. Watch. I don't know what I think happens. Now, you mentioned it, and you're absolutely right. And in this game, he did look bad. That you will see right now, the ball out of bounds. He's in the clutches of interceptions. These 2 interceptions were innings walk away from this game. Franchise quarterback for the New York Giants. If they go 1-15 and they have a chance, Daniel Jones made some great throws. Team back and made this throw to Golden Tate. Perfect throw, as some would even say, the tight end. Jalen, I thought that Daniel Jones, that's a simple someone who's young in their career. I honestly, Daniel Jones took the team, engineered a nice drive, and put them in position. Called controversial ending. I honestly think.
Second-year quarterback, and I could tell the way you get it made that touchdown throw in particular. Say that he's the guy that's shown you shots quarterback so far, because I saw that happen with the Eagles. Showed promise, and then he got missed, and then he turned the ball over. Interception, fumble, letting he stumbles. So you want to draft in need in this. Dave Gettleman of this quarterback in particular, if he continues to regress and ruin his confidence, Jacoby, excited about him. But you got to make that throw. Get that ball out of there.
Now, with Tom Brady being so successful, you notice that Bill Belichick isn't a dumpster fire.
Really?
And here's what Tom about this season.
It's obvious we didn't have any money. That's what we did. Won 3 Super Bowls, played this year we had. It's not an excuse. It's just a fact.
We're going to clap back. We're going to clap back.
From Bill Belichick? Clap back. This is not an excuse. They just had less to work. Think about his state work with.
It's around the NFL. How many have to in order to win? He just said that they put their 4-1-3, and an expensive backup quarterback. If they're a running back or a wide receiver, can't pay a top-tier pass rush. It was a rebuilding year. Most of their got old. Their young players haven't dealt with some injuries. And so, we're playing against $25-30 million. We're paying Cam Newton $1 million. That's exactly what he said. They took a flyer.
That's a really good point, Jalen, and we'll move to his roster. He was on a press conference. Absolutely think that Embiid and Simmons can. I know you've got a really good idea of what the future this year looks like for the 76ers.
I don't believe they move these in to see how far they can go. Being a revolving door since 2000s. When MJ left, then LeBron James. Now, if you look at the last few teams have come out of the East. Kawhi Leonard winning a championship his year with the Miami Heat, making it to they're going to have Kyrie and KD. East that have been doing well over the last you just mentioned. On paper, should be just as good as those teams. Just didn't meet expectations. 4 or 5 teams in the East to go with 2 perennial off. You should be in contention. With his former coach, Philadelphia. I expect clearly better than this year, and they're considering coming out of the East.
Absolutely. Now, Jalen, sometimes worries about pickup runs with Magic Johnson on some of the details, but they're different now. We have some footage. He's playing some pickup basketball. John Wall has some other faces. But, Jalen, I want to ask you if social media and cameras point at the are more than pickup with you.
Well, I'll tell you how it runs. You just gave me an amazing of the late, great Kobe Bean Bryant drills. And then afterwards, it was Monica. We're going to be young. I just getting in the hot tub, getting our difference was I was in L.A. to work, and I went and kicked it. He went back to legend. And so these runs, they letting you know that the guy is so very edited to highlight. So if you notice, the highlights are John Wall. So basically, you curse to P.J. Tucker. He out there.
Drummond's out there.
Drummond. He can have somebody hold the camera. So you're right. It's an opportunity putting in that work. And a lot of us, the footage has to be courtesy. Want to make anybody look bad.
That me and John Wall have in common. He had to wear more than one run. When I go to play pickup, I bring 3. I am Jalen. And you have some updated information and the NFL playoff structure. That Jalen and Jacoby. From you by Chase. Welcome back to Jalen and Jacoby Election Day. That is today. During that rally, the people behind him hearing LeBron James sucks on NBA ratings.
Over my left shoulder, Jacoby, that's rolled for civil liberties. That's when he's not playing basketball. And for NBA Arena voting sites, it's leadership of not only the league and LeBron James. It's so very much you want to benefit others. It just when you're an athlete, sometimes agree with your stance. Just want to continue to encourage him, be strong, continue to be disciplined, get out and vote.
Time for the segment where you decide what we decide. Hit the brakes. If not, me and Method Man, we start with some new information could potentially start.
Hit the brakes, dog. Hit the brakes.
The latest thing out for them to start in games being played around, if not on.
I have you start the season elective, but the focus that we're not in the bubble, from the bubble that didn't make the play, eliminated early in the playoff, gradual release to then get out there and perform. You have LeBron James out there 60 after he just won the championship. That's just a way to highlight the teams and still start the NBA season at about as you enter January. Regular season is going to start around.
Jalen, the NFL has a very structure. Keep it moving or hit the brakes. They're saying that they could if games are lost due to the pandemic. Your thoughts?
More games. And like due to the pandemic, you got to be creatives. 16 of them make it 32 teams. That will be 50.
Great math. News for 49ers fans.
They have a Super Bowl.
We keep it moving.
The Warriors are wearing one of their alternate jerseys. Hit the brakes. Question now, Jalen. They look great with these Warriors jerseys.
So, when I'm going and I'm in Oakland, I'm in Atlanta, that jersey's going to say Oakland, which Oakland and the team have Steph Curry and become one of them. And then you go to the suburbs. So don't put San Fran on the jersey, Valley on the jersey. Don't be trying to be able to do it.
Con Valley across the chest. That's the money that they're chasing and the community because they're chasing that. Moving on, we have some super fight match.
Brakes. Hit the brakes. Hit the brakes.
Ryan onto Davis's uppercut knock. Really confident that he will beat down. What do you think about this potential super fight?
Hey, supporters, there's some importance so that Tank gonna be joining us soon off that ferocious uppercut right now, human being. And then also would be a mega fight.
This interview and he said that he was confident he would win. So sure, Ryan, you had me up until that point. Boxer looks forward to taking punches when they do. Jalen, my favorite.
Hit the brakes.
Thank you so much. As a young couple that got day after the wedding, found out that her husband was actually bald. They were married for 2 years, suing him. A police officer had to make a statement about this, claiming that he deserves to pay her.
You were discussing this topic with me, and I know you're sure to allow me to know.
No, I potentially won. India, yes.
Okay, so she deserves a lawsuit, dog. It's their representative. And then here and a little lipo there, it's a different human being. So in this case, how do you feel?
Feel like, or if it's an arranged marriage, 2 years and now it's a problem. You found out on 730, it's a problem. You should have not on 730.
I got
what happened days that made you feel like now it's a trapdoor using the wig? I love them.
Too athletic, whether somebody's natural or not. 2 playing basketball. Coordination, have them go to the back, dribble 2 or 3 times, you like water. You'll start to analyze the game when you actually watch a guy in some basketball shorts. You'd be like, you know what?
Well, Jalen, I would like to speak. You know what? There's a lot of great guys out there, great men that can't dribble a basketball. Kobe, Jalen, every weekend we each other, we make notes, and we did one takeaway. It's time for Tuesday, Week 8 in the NFL.
Tomlin leading Blitzburg to it. Also, Russell Wilson playing deep ball. But the Kansas City Chiefs are the undisputed. The defending champions continue to making timely plays, and as it's ever been, led by Patrick Mahomes.
The takeaway is that the Chargers, while quarterback Justin Herbert, that man, spectacular, amazing. They have been up by 16 points. This has never happened before in the NFL lead. Everyone make sure to go out and vote. We'll be back.